Hi, I'm Brandon Dale, and on this episode of Dual Controllers, we're going to be taking a look at video game mods. Now, these are modifications to already existing video games, and Dylan!
I'm going to let you know I had nothing to do with this.
Just roll the intro.
Story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna sing.
Well, shoot. You'd figure the guy never saw a unicorn before. Although this isn't ideal, I would have gone with something a bit more cultish. But, beggars can't be choosers. Or something like that. Let's look at some games.
Well, like I said, we're going to be taking a look at video game mods, and the first up on our list is Armada 2, and its mod, DayZ. Of course I'm going to open up the show with a zombie game. You serious? In DayZ, you play on a 225 square kilometer open world post-Soviet state, and one of the areas have been hit by a new and presently unknown infection, which has wiped out most of the world's population. You are one of the few that have survived, and now you must search through the wasteland in order to fight for your life against the indigenous population or whoever is infected. Go solo, team up with friends, or take on the world as you choose your path in this brutal, chilling landscape using whatever means you stumble upon to survive. The next one we're going to look at necessarily isn't a mod that changes the environment, but it does change the way you play. So we're going to take a look at the reality mod of Battlefield 2. To bring realism to the battlefield was the focus of Project Reality. This included adjusting various gameplay elements, including physics, visual effects, and overall gameplay formats. Along with the changes to how the game handles, the Project Reality team has introduced British insurgent IDF forces, Canadian and Russian factors, each with their own new units, with more to come. This mod is not for the faint of heart or wimps due to the steep learning curve that you will face when thrust into a virtual battlefield. This is the real deal. Well, we're done with my segment right now, so I'm just gonna scooch it on over to Dylan so he can tell you guys about some of the mods that Retro Games came up with. I'm really kind of excited to see because you're not working with a lot with some of those retro games.
For retro, some classic games have been kept alive by fan mods, such as the first on our list, Super Mario World. Super Mario World has seen many mods and hacks to the point where these fan-made creations have an entire website dedicated to them. Some popular examples would be Kuroshi Mario. The objective of this mod is to kill Mario and avoid the one-up mushrooms in order to win, in a twisted sense. Another popular mod would be Kazooie Mario World, which is considered to be the mod with arguably the most exposure. It is also considered the go-to mod for difficulty that would make players go, "Are you joking right now?" This mod pulled off feats that no one knew could be pulled off in a Mario title. Now, as for a mod known as just Mario, I'm not going to talk about that one. Nope. I don't want to relive it. You can look it up, but I'm not going to do it. Another gaming mascot who has kept several of its classic games alive by mods is Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog has seen many mods and hacks with their own spot on the website Sonic Retro. One popular example would be Sonic the Hedgehog Mega Mix, the only hack known to be released on cartridge by pirates. This game is an entire overhaul of the original game, giving it new art, music, abilities, layouts, and 5 characters to choose from. Other mods include simple character swaps to the classic games, including Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog, or Eggman the Dictator in Sonic the Hedgehog. Heck, even Mario appeared in the Sonic game. Some mods like Sonic.EXE add limitations to the original gameplay. For example, in this game when Sonic collects rings, he will not only add them to his collection, he will get fatter, reducing his speed and abilities. Should Sonic get too fat, he'll be unable to move and will die of a heart attack. Well, that's all we have for retro mods today. Now we are going to segue to our very special guest, BronyNerdsandGamers. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a mod from a friend I've got to go play. It's called Sonic.EXE. Strange title.
Half-Life and mods have seemed to go hand in hand for decades since the original game's release. But arguably, one of the most popular multiplayer games actually began as a mod for the game Quake. What's Quake? Am I really that old? Oh, okay, well, think Doom, but with more demons and less Marines. No, not that Doom, older. Nope, not that one either. Okay, that's just Duke Nukem. That's neither Duke. There you go. Yeah, I'm old. Let's talk Team Fortress.
What was I thinking?
Team Fortress began as a mod in 1996 developed by Team Fortress Software, consisting of Robin Walker and John Cook. Because you know, back then the game companies were made up of two guys in an apartment working on Apple Macs. Not the fancy lifestyle you imagined, is it? In 1998, Valve hired the two to work for Valve and released Team Fortress as a Half-Life based game in 1999. However, Team Fortress 2 was already in development, but after joining Valve, the development was hidden in the shadows and thought to have been scrapped altogether. That was until 2007 when Valve released the Orange Box with Half-Life 2 and its Episode 1, as well as Portal and, wait for it, boom! Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 is based on the art of J.C. Leyendecker, Dean Cornwell, and the very famous Norman Rockwell. Okay, if you don't know who Norman Rockwell is, then I might as well apply for my Medicare card now. The goal of the main game mode of the game is for a red team and a blue team to each try and steal the opposing side's briefcase and bring the case back to their own base. This was us old guys call Capture the Flag. And when I was your age, we played Capture the Flag in a forest in the real world, where there were bears and wasps and... maybe I should stop getting distracted. The game included many classes such as spies, heavies, engineers, demomen, and soldiers, which not only had the staples of the old game, but allowed players to play the game in many different ways. Not just one style of play, but many. The game has seen constant development as new patches, game modes, male and female characters, and hats. Oh, the hats! So many hats! But what's even crazier is that game modders can use the Half-Life 2 creation kit to make their own outfits and custom skins and distribute them via the Steam Workshop. I'll talk more about Steam Workshop later as it becomes more pertinent then.
Yay!
Mods are generally made so players can play a game in different ways, either by creating a new kind of game mode or a whole new game altogether. But sometimes a mod is created for much different reasons. Gary's Mod is a sandbox physics, game? Well, really, it's just a toy box of Valve source code engine. It was created by Gary Newman, and at first was available via direct download on Gary's website. Using models from the game, you could pose, set lighting, effects, record video, make contraptions. There are literally millions of things you could do. I actually had it back then. I was a huge fan of Gary's Mod before it became really popular. Moving on. Valve picked up Gary's Mod for its Steam service, and it's been available on Steam since November of 2006. Gary's Mod requires content from at least one of Valve's games, i.e. Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike Source, Portal, or Team Fortress 2, and its main use is for, well, what you're seeing here. This pony model was imported into Gary's Mod, and I'm using a Team Fortress 2 map for my scenery. The game has garnered quite the fortune, raking in over $22 million to this date. But even more amazing is the creation of game modes. In the winter of 2009 and early 2010, a contest was held by Gary's Mod developers to see who could create the best game modes for Gary's Mod using a program called Fretta, which is Italian for hurry. Fretta spawned many game modes that have become hugely popular on YouTube, such as Trouble in Terrorist Town, Prop Hunt, Sled Building, and Stop It Slender. And with the Steam Workshop, all of these are very easy to download and install. Are you seeing a repeating theme here? Strange. A collection of game mods in a game mod? Yo dog, I heard you like game mods, so I put a game mod in your game mod, so you can Gary Newman while you Gabe Newell. Much of the success of Gary's mod can be attributed to these words by its developer Gary Newman. One of Gmod's biggest draws is the amount of third-party content. I want to make it easier for people to utilize that. I really want to move away from having to download files from websites and drag them to folders. That's old school. So that's what I'm heading towards. Maps, models, saved games, etc., all saved on the cloud and accessible with a click. Everything should be accessible from in-game. If it isn't, I've failed.
Whoa, time out. You see, we ended up having so much fun on this episode, we didn't realize how long it was going on, and we ended up going way over our estimated editing time. So we decided to split up the show into 2 episodes. That's right, we are doubling the dual controllers. And we are not leaving this spot until we finish this ordeal.
Brandon, I've got to go edit this episode. I got to go.
Dylan, I do not want your back sass, okay? I already said it to the camera, and you are not making me a liar.